Certainly. The spirit is Africa because our Falconets, the under-20 team, were able to show the spirit of Africa. A very, very warm welcome to you, sport lovers across the globe, and welcome to Mega Sports on Omega on 1.7 FM, our radio, your own radio. A quick look at our top stories in sports. Friday morning, Lewis Hamilton names his toughest opponent ever faced. Results from the Toronto Masters yesterday. Falconets begin their campaign with a win in Costa Rica. CAF presents African Super League. Samuel Okwaraji lives on in our hearts as today is his Memorial Day. And today, we'll be giving a transfer of these fixtures that are to come your way today and still this weekend. Well, quickly, I am Muna, your host, who will be driving you on the hot seat this morning. We will be moving 360 degrees around the world of sports this morning, from Formula One up until the tennis court. We'll still be talking about basketball. Coming down to our African contingents, we'll be talking about football and every other news that is supposed to reach your listening ears this morning. Quickly, I'm not alone in the building. I have Benjamin with me. Benjamin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Muna. Good morning, listeners. Welcome to Mega Sports on Omega 101.7 FM, my radio, your radio.
Well, quickly. Welcome. This morning is promises to be fun-packed, interesting, and definitely you are going to enjoy the ride. Surely we are going to show the world that this very under 20 World Cup that is going on in Costa Rica. But before we enter details about that this morning, let us begin from the camp of Formula One, where I'll be telling you that Lewis Hamilton believes that on pure pace, Fernando Alonso is the toughest rival that he has ever faced on the driving wheels in Formula One. Fernando Alonso is the toughest opponent he has faced. What do we now say about Max Verstappen, who is currently that one man that is challenging Lewis Hamilton at this point?
Certainly, Muna, I must confess that Lewis Hamilton certainly is right on that one. Fernando Alonso was in his prime, was a very creative and nice Formula One driver. In fact, what he did for his team, and that is the Mercedes, it was really fantastic for them. I remember 4 to 5 years ago, or even 6 years ago, it was between Lewis Hamilton and
Fernando Alonso.
Max Verstappen was not even
still a baby boy.
In fact, was just an upcoming rider. So I believe that Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso were really the two greatest Formula One driver we have gotten in the last few decades. So he's right on that one.
Well, the thing is, currently, Lewis Hamilton is 37-year-old and Fernando Alonso is 41-year-old. And remember that I told you that Fernando Alonso said that at the end of this year, he will be calling it a quit when it comes to the world of Formula One. And currently, Max Verstappen is 24 years old. So if you were to judge, would you really say that Lewis Hamilton is right to pick out someone of his age grade as his toughest opponent instead of picking a young lad?
Certainly he's right, because he has competed against Fernando Alonso for not even 1 year, up to like 6-7 years. So yes, he has been his toughest.
And they were on the same team at one point during the course of their career.
Certainly, and when they were on the same team, they really did well in Formula One. In fact, they were undefeated during that time. And when Alonso went to Mercedes, he really gave Lewis Hamilton a tough time. So he's really right, because Max Verstappen is still an upcoming rider. In fact, he's just 24 years, so he still have many years ahead of him. Just like, and one thing about sport, I think we are getting to the era where we see the best of sports getting retired. Very soon now, in football, we see the likes of Messi, Ronaldo out of football. We have seen the likes of Serena Williams going out of tennis, or the Federer will soon follow suit. And now we are seeing Fernando Alonso leaving the Formula One. So the greats are gradually living the sport, and I think it's a good one for the young lads to come up and do that.
Well, if you ask me, it will be best for every young lad in Formula One this morning to make sure that they sit up and do the needful, because Max Verstappen cannot keep competing with Lewis Hamilton forever. At point will reach when Lewis Hamilton will say, "Come on, experience has already run out of my body, and I feel I need to call it a quit." Leclerc will be the man to see that he will want to compete with Max Verstappen in the world of Formula One. Now, still moving over from the world of Formula One, this one, everything that has to do with Fernando Alonso and Lewis Hamilton this morning. We'll be telling you this morning that in the world of basketball, Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan prison swap negotiations are already underway. Remember that we told you that Brittany Griner currently has already been sentenced to 9 years in prison due to the fact that she was found guilty for smuggling vertebrate particles of that very cocaine, the liquid form of it. But now we have to tell you this one, that Brittany Griner now is on the point of having a swap negotiation, which the United States previously confirmed that a proposed swap of Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan for the infamous arms dealer Victor Bart is about to go underway. Reports have already begun. They've already started the negotiations. Now, do you see Russia and USA coming to an agreement on this NBA star, or it's probably a case of let's just give it a try, let's see how it is going to work out?
I must confess that it's an unfortunate one for her going, and just like I think this case, when we talk about it on the show, I think that was a week or 2 weeks ago. Oscar rightly said, I remember when he said that it was really that she didn't have any idea that something like that was contained in a briefcase. So it was a case of implication, and it's going to be a bad one for her. Imagine spending 9 years in prison, and then after coming out, you are tagged an ex-convict. You have lost track of everything about your career. So it's going to be a bad one. Then the swap, I don't think that it will pull through, because I just feel that US are just trying to at least see whether they can achieve something. I did just to help their citizens. But I think Russia is a very strong country that don't take it lightly when it comes to hard drugs issues. So it's going to be a tough one for her. But for the sake of the fact that she really didn't know about it, she didn't know about the substance in her briefcase, I just hope that at least she can get lighter punishment, both 9 years currently and then coming out after.
The only lighter punishment she can get is if this swap deal goes on away. If the Russian government come out and say we do not want to do any swap, she must face her 9 years. You know it is going to be 9 years.
Unfortunately, it's going to be a bad one for her. And I just hope that at the end you have learned a lesson. And again, to be a lesson to other athletes, whenever you want to travel, check your briefcase, check everything around you to avoid such an implication. And this was what have been happened to Blessing Okagbare at before the Commonwealth case. She really didn't know that such a thing was in her briefcase. See, sometimes ignorance is not an excuse for the law. You first of all check everything around you, because sometimes some miscreants can just decide to work because they feel that okay, you are traveling to the next country, they can just smuggle in a substance, and when you get to the airport, you are caught and you don't have any explanation to give. So this was what happened to her, and I believe that it's going to be a difficult one for her to just come out of this.
Well, let's see how it go for Brittany Griner in our very, very own race for freedom, because that's what I'll call it. It is a race for freedom. I'm to move over to the sport of tennis this morning. The Toronto Masters is still underway, and yesterday a round of matches were played. Even in the early hours of today, round of matches were still played as well. Cameron Norrie lost to Felix Aguirre Alisime 6-3, 6-4 in their own encounter. Daniel Evans was able to defeat Taylor Fritz 7-6, 1-6, 7-5 in his own encounter. Nick Kyrgios had it easy in his encounter against Alex Minora 6-2, 6-3. He won, and I know you're smiling, Benjamin, because Nick Kyrgios was able to make sure that he bruised past his opponents in the same Toronto Masters. Coco Gauff was able to defeat Aryna Sabalenka 7-5, 4-6, 7-6. She lost this second set, but she was able to win the last set and make sure that she cruised into the next round. Simona Halep was able to defeat Jill Belen by 6-2, 7-5 in the encounter. And surprisingly, world number one, Iga Swiatek, lost to Beatrice Haddad Maia 6-4, 3-6, 7-5 in her own encounter. What is going on in the women's category? It's very difficult to stay at the top for long. But in the men's category, once you are number one, you tend to see if you can try your best. Do not forget that yesterday, Daniil Medvedev lost to Nick Kyrgios, world number one. Today, Iga Swiatek, world number one, loses to Beatrice Haddad. What could be the problem? Is it consistency? Is it that consistency is hard to be able to meet up with? or it's just a mere case of hard luck?
Well, I'll go with consistency, because I think the main athletes have it when it comes to consistency. They're always good in consistency. You can see that the likes of Roger Federer, whenever they go on top, it's very difficult to pull them down. In consistency, I think that is what the male always have above the female. So, and one thing about female tennis, Muna, must say this: female tennis is very unpredictable. Unlike the male counterpart, where you can see Roger Federer and a smaller opponent. You always know that Roger Federer will always emerge on top. So it's going to be, it is really surprising all through when it goes to female category of tennis. It's not like the male tennis whereby you can easily predict who the winner is. And good one for Nikai Goros. I always tell you, Muna, that Nikai Goros is the man for this tournament. He's blazing on all cylinders. In short, he's having a form of his life, and I don't think that there's anybody that can stop him in that tournament. After this, the next one is US Open, and I see him going to the US Open and clinching it. So it's going to be his Nikai Goros all through. And after this tournament, I think we'll go up the rank and make the top 10. And it'll only be a matter of time before you see me at the world number 1.
Okay, no problem. The real big Nick Kyrgios fan, in the name of Benjamin, saying that he sees Nick Kyrgios winning the Toronto Masters. But not to forget that after Toronto Masters, we have the Western and Southern Cincinnati Open that is going to be underway. And remember, I told you that Serena Williams and Rafael Nadal will make sure that they are in action. And after that, it will be the long-awaited US Open. Still talking about Toronto Masters, in the early hours of today, Jack Draper was able to win his opponent, Gael Muffin, 6-2 in the other encounter. Tommy Paul made sure he won Marin Cilic 6-4, 6-2 in the other encounter. Jannik Sinner lost to Paulo Costa 2-6. 4-6 in his own encounter. Nick Kyrgios will be taking on Herbert Hawkins in the later hours of today. Casper Ruud will take on Felix Auger-Aliassime, which is one tough encounter that we have to watch out for. Casper Ruud against Felix Auger-Aliassime. Daniel Evans will take on Tommy Paul in their own encounter as well. For the women's category, Nguyen Zheng was able to she was able to defeat Bianca Andreescu 7-5, 5-7, 6-2 in the own encounter. Belinda Benyak was able to win Gabriel Blanco 6-1, 6-3 in the own encounter. We are going to see Coco Gauff take on Simona Halep and Jessica Pegula take on Yulia Putintseva in the own encounter. Now, Coco Gauff is becoming remember I told you that I see her as the next Serena Williams, and she's looking hungry to make sure that she wins her first silverware at the age of 19-year-old. She's going up against Simona Halep, who has had it fantastic, if you ask me, in this Toronto Masters. Who do you see coming out victorious between both parties?
Well, I must say that she has come to the end of her journey in this tournament.
So you want to tell me that Simona Halep will win Coco Gauff?
Certainly, Coco Gauff is a really great athlete. In fact, a really great tennis player. She has done well for herself, but I don't see her coming out on top against Simona Halep. Simona Halep, once you take away Serena Williams, you take away Victoria Azarenka, you take away Maria Sharapova, and even Venus Williams. The next person you want to mention is what? Coco Gauff. Before you mention Osaka, and then you mention Coco, what they call it, Coco Gauff. You don't. Simona Halep has had it all. In fact, she's at the top when it comes to female tennis. So I don't see Coco Gauff going up victorious against her. If he does, it's going to be an upset to me.
Okay, let us see how that is going to go down in the very, very world of tennis. Now, moving over to Africa this morning. Something interesting happened in our African contingent. Now, remember in the Western world, in the European world, they wanted to form a particular league called the UEFA Super League, where you will have the big boys. Make sure they are the only ones playing in this very category. Now, that same encounter has come to happen in Africa, but now it is different. Initially, Confederation of African Football, they brought out a league called the African Super League with the aim of bringing the top big teams in every African country to make sure that they participate together. Initially, the plan was whoever that is in the African Super League will forever be in the African Super League. No changes, no additions, no sort of whatsoever. But later on, it was switched and changed up that no, every year that it is going to happen, it will be changed. Bigger teams will be brought into the fold to see how their performance will be from the CAF Champions League and the CAF Confederations Cup. They will be brought into the CAF Super League. Now, as it stands now, the teams that are in the CAF Super League are currently Al Ali of Egypt, Zamalek of Egypt, Pyramid of Egypt, and Al Masry Morocco. Moroccan teams, we have Wydada AC, Raja Athletic, and RS Berkane. Tunisian teams, we have Esperance, as we have Etoli, Sotif de Suez. South African teams, we have Orlando Pirates, Kaiser Chiefs, and Melody Sundowns. Algerian teams, we have JS Kabylie, we have CR Belouizdad and ES Setif. DR Congo team, we have TP Mazembe. Guinea team, we have Oyora AC. And Nigerian team, we have Ayimba of Aba. Angola team, we have Petro de Lunga. Tanzania, we have Simba SC. Ghana, we have Asante Kotoko from Ghana. Sudan, we have Al Hilal. They will be representing Sudan. Ivory Coast, we have ACS Misomas, who they will be representing Ivory Coast. And Cameroon, it is going to be Coton Sport. Now, looking at this is the first time it is going to be happening. This is the first ever edition. It is going to kick off this month, in the month of August 2023. It's ready to kick off and continue up until May 2024. Now, what does this mean to our very own Africans? Because as it stands now, the winner of the Super League will be $11.5 million richer than the winner of the CAF Champions League, who is to pocket $2.5 million. What does it? Is it an upgrade for our very own African football, or what can we call it?
Certainly, Moon, I'm going to say it's an upgrade. I went to the CAF website and I found that, and I got to discover some things. One of the reasons why they organize this tournament, number one, is to give the big boys, the so-called big boys, the opportunity to showcase themselves. Because once about CAF Champions League, sometimes it's not consistent. You may have this group of teams representing this season, and next season you have another group of teams. Over. So it's not really consistent. Just like in Europe, where you always see the likes of Madrid, Man City, Chelsea, the big boys representing every year. But in Africa, it's different. Africa is a league whereby you don't predict who will make the CAF Champions League. Okay, look at what happened last season. Rivers United, they won rather, and then you see the likes of what they call it,
United coming
Remo Stars, even Remo Stars making CAF Confederation Cup. Eyimba was not even
among Eyimba Rangers.
Can you see what happened? So it's not consistent. So the Super League will give the so-called big boys to have the bragging right. Another reason why the Super League was formulated was just to bring about money for the CAF. For the CAF Federation, because
yes.
All these things represented as that they are assumed to have the biggest finances when it comes to African football. In Eyimba currently, in Nigeria currently, Eyimba is seen as the biggest club
in NPFL.
It's the biggest club to be sincere. Remove Canopilas, the next club you will always see is Eyimba. Yes. In terms of finance, so it's also a means for what to boost the finances of CAF, because aside from the win, the trophy prize, another way is also another way to boost the CAF Federation. So it's going to be a good one for them, and I think that Eyimba should go out there and represent. But my own issue is this: why not equal representation? Why must some countries have more teams, and then other countries have one or two teams? For me, that's the only flaw I see there. It should have been equal. Okay.
If you look at the history of the Confederation of African Football League, you will notice that it has been mostly dominated by the Egyptian counterparts, followed by Morocco. These are the teams with the most appearances. These are the teams with the most domination. They dominate in the world of Confederation of African Football. Now, you don't expect CAF to be able to want to come to Nigeria and want to bring out teams. They will bring out Eyimba and another unknown team, because we all know that Eyimba is that one team that has given us success in Confederation of African Football.
Well, Muna, since you call it African Super League,
yes,
why don't you give equal representation? Because I don't see a situation by the North who have okay, now look at these 24 teams. The North alone have up to 14 to 16 teams, and which is very poor. Because to me, I believe that for you to have to say you are being fair in this league, you have to have equal representation. Muna, I quite disagree with you, whereby you say Eyimba is the only team that has given us the best. What happened to Canopilas? What happened to Sunshine Stars? What happened to Shooting Stars? These are equal teams that have represented us in the country. Okay, they might not have won it, but at least they have represented us numerous times in the continental competition. So that is the only flaw I see there. But aside that, it's a good platform. It's a good way to showcase our league. It's a good way to boost African football, and a good way to provide finances for CAF.
Let's see how it is going to go. Promotion and relegation playoffs from the end of the first edition will determine the makeup. So 24 teams will eventually end up with 16 teams at the beginning of the CAF Super League. CAF President Patrice Motsepe said each qualifier would receive $3.5 million upfront to cover travel and accommodation costs and to strengthen their squads. Travel costs severely depleted the funds of Champions League competitors, with only 16 clubs who reach the group stage receiving prize money, so that the VAR is going to be used in all 197 group and knockout matches, which CAF hopes will dramatically reduce the complaints about bias revenue. So VAR will be introduced in this.
Another flaw I will see in this arrangement is number of matches. Remember that some of these teams will be playing their CAF Champions League. Some of these teams will be on for the CAF Competition Cup. Most of them will be playing their trade in their local league, and then you are bringing another competition known as the CAF Super League. Now the issue is this: what they call it?
Aim, objective, yes, is it, because it will affect players.
I'm talking about the kind of arrangement for them when it comes to number of matches they'll play. These people are players, are human beings for crying out loud. You don't expect them to play 4 different leagues within one calendar year. It will weigh them down. And I think that CAF should do something about it. Perhaps for these teams, they can just increase the number of players, maybe give them additional position to add more 8 players so that they can fully compete in that league. Remember that this is going to take place throughout for a period of 1 year. So it's not going to be something that you just do 1 month and then you end. It's going to be played alongside your CAF Champions League, your Competition Cup, your local league. And this is very tiring. And this is what some players, even in Europe, have been complaining. Too much competition. So that is the only flaw I see there. Another flaw again, like I said earlier, is what equal representation from different nations. It is not really balanced, I must say.
It's not really yes, balanced. So still talking about the CAF Super League. The Super League will begin with 3 8 clubs, regional groups, which is North, West Center, Southeast, and each teams play each other 7 at home and away. They will all play each other. The top 5 finishers in each section plus the best 6th place side advance to the knockout phase, consisting of a round of 16, quarterfinals, semi-finals over 2 legs, and a final. Now, qualifiers will be decided by rankings based on results in CAF competitions over a period of time yet to be announced. There will reportedly be clubs from 16 countries to launch the edition with maximum of 3 from a nation. Maximum of 3 from a nation. Morocco, as we told you, Morocco provided Wydada FC, AC, Raja Athletic, and RS Berkane as their very own teams. The original plan was to have 20 permanent Super League members with additional clubs qualifying, which has been scrapped. So it is going to be rotational. It will be changed whenever the Super League is going to come on. So when CAF will be able to draft out an actual plan on how to seed and group these teams, we are surely going to get you guys on board to know what is going to happen in this very encounter. Now, moving over to the Women's Under-20 World Cup. And to tell you this morning that France, in the early hours of this morning, they lost to our very own dear country, our very own Falconets this morning. They lost by a lone goal to nil. Flourish Sebastian scored in the 85th minute to be able to secure Nigeria's opening encounter in Costa Rica as a W, a win for the very team. What is this to tell on us?
Well, Muna, I was so happy about the match. I was able to watch some of the video clips. One thing I'm interested that really caught my fancy when it comes to the match was the way the team was able to connect, and the defense. In the defense, the likes of the Menin, the defender was a rock. The midfield was compacted. The striking force was okay. The goal scored by Floris Sebastian was wonderful. But my problem is the goalkeeper. the goalkeeper was not really that confident. Her clearance was not really that okay. She needs to work on her confidence, and I think she put some good saves yesterday. She put some good saves. I think she was the one that kept us in the match. But when it comes to her clearance, when it comes to her confidence in catching the ball and getting out of the ball, she was not really that confident. She was not really that impressive. She was not really that player, that goalkeeper that you can say, okay, yes, we have confidence in her. But aside that, I really enjoyed the match. I felt that the Falconets rather, they really gave France a run of the match. And let's not forget that France are the defending champions of this tournament.
Yes, they
so
are.
So for them to have gone there and really defeated France, that not only the scoreline, in all ramification, in defense, in attack, everywhere, they were all over France, and it could have been more. If not for the fact that they lost some play cut chances.
But do not forget that France initially they scored us in the opening minutes as a result from a corner kick, but it was ruled out by VAR consultation.
That was definitely a foul, because when the corner came in, the goalkeeper was going for the ball, and then the France striker was put out and then scored into an empty net. So it was really a foul. Good one for VAR. At least we now know that VAR is going to be fair in this tournament, so we don't have any fear concerning that. And I think that going forward in our next match against Korea Republic,
on the 14th of August,
I think it will be a huge score, like perhaps 2 to 3 goals.
Well, the thing is, Korea Republic won Canada 2-0 in their own encounter by 3 p.m. That was played in the early hours of today as well. Now, Korea Republic will be taking on Nigeria on Sunday by 9 p.m. Would this be a difficult encounter for us, knowing that Korea are coming from a defeat? They won Canada 2-0, and we were able to win the defending champions. Who do you feel will be highly spirited?
Well, I said yesterday, Mona, that when it comes to the cadets champions competitions like the under 17, under 20, both for the male category and the female category, we have always had it good. Remember that in the history of the Super Falconets in this competition, we have made the quarterfinals at least 4 times. We have made the semi-finals 3 times and made the finals on 2 occasions. So we have really had it good when it comes to under 20 female competition in the World Cup. And I think that the Korea Republic team will not pose a challenge for us. Although I saw the game, they were really good. They were compacted. They were really nice when it comes to ball playing. But I think this Falconets rather have everything in the arsenal to go there and defeat them. And I think one thing I love about the game yesterday was the fans. The fans were really supportive. And after the game, I saw some clip whereby the fans and the team were dancing with the fans, and they were celebrating with fans. It was really wonderful. And that shows that currently the ladies are doing us proud, from the Commonwealth now to the Falconets. And I think that this, like Oscar rightly said, this match will be dedicated to the ladies.
July and August. Let us see how it is going to go. Still talking about the under 20. Japan defeated Netherlands in their Group D encounter by a lone goal to nil, and Ghana lost to USA 3-0 in a game where Ghana collected a red card in that encounter. So our next opponent is Korea Republic on Sunday by 9 p.m. Make sure that you catch that encounter before we switch over to the European series. One, I have to tell you that Morocco have fired their head coach. Morocco has fired his football coach, Vahid Halijovic, 3 months before the World Cup. Would this affect them mentally entering? Because remember, it nearly affected Cameroon. Cameroon, after the AFCON, they fired their head coach and they went to play World Cup qualifiers, which they dramatically won against Algeria. Are we going to see this affect Morocco, knowing that the World Cup is to kick off in the month of November?
Well, seriously, I'm here to know the reason why they fired the head coach, because I don't see any reason. Because this Morocco coach
team,
they were really fantastic during the qualifiers.
They were saying that because he fell out of talking others with Hakim Ziyech. You know that Hakim Ziyech has already said that he's not going to represent the country as he stands now, and coupled with other small side talks that would be going on in the team.
Mona, I don't know why this keeps repeating. No player is bigger than a country, for crying out loud. I don't know why you should sack a coach just because he didn't treat the player well. Remember that this issue really started. He called Hakim Ziyech to come and play for the qualifiers. And Hakim Ziyech said, no, I won't come, that I want to play for PSG. And it's okay, Mr. Man, since you won't be present, you won't play, I won't put you in the team, World Cup team. And that was it. So I don't know why you should sack a coach just because he's out of favor with your top player. This is not really good.
And they feel they are not playing good football. That is what they feel. So let's see how did you go for that, because the World Cup is starting in November.
I'm not really happy, Muna.
I'm not happy as well, because the one that really pained me the most was the one of Cameroon, because we all know Cameroon played excellent football at the AFCON, but they were unlucky that they were not able to get their hands on that trophy. But they were lucky as well that they qualified for the World Cup. If not, it would have been a very devastating one for them. But let's see how it is all going to go down for Morocco. Now, quickly, we'll switch over to the European scene this morning, and we'll tell you that FIFA have officially announced that the World Cup will begin a day. They've pushed it a day further instead of a day backward, because initially the World Cup was supposed to kick off on the 21st of November, but now it is to kick off on the 20th of November, and Qatar would be the ones to make sure that they will kickstart. Instead of Senegal and Netherlands, it will be Qatar up against Ecuador in that encounter. So good news for Qatari faithfuls when they will be taking on now. Second news is what to tell you that Diogo Costa will join Radamel Falcao in Rayo Vallecano as they want to finalize that deal quickly, and they want to make sure that they register the striker before their game against Barcelona on Saturday. Right, Vallecano will take on Barcelona on Saturday, so they want to know if they can start Diogo Costa and still have Radamel Falcao to see if they can be able to salvage something in that encounter. Now, we're still talking about European talks this morning. We'll be telling you that fixtures are to come your way in the games today. And the Sky Bet Championship, Watford will take on Burnley by 8 p.m. Freiburg will take on Borussia Dortmund by 7:30 p.m. But we are also going to see Nantes take on Lille by 8 p.m. and Osasuna and Sevilla will take place today by 8 p.m. as the La Liga will officially get underway today. So those are the matches to catch up today. Make sure Watford up against Burnley 8 p.m. Freiburg up against Borussia Dortmund by 7:30 p.m. Nantes will be going up against Lille by 8 p.m. and Osasuna will take on Sevilla, who recently lost a whole lot of players in the transfer window. Jules Koundé, Diogo Carlos, they lost. They are seekingly wanting to sign Raúl de Thomas. But let's see how they will kick us that the Liga campaign without many of their star players. Remember, guests will still come your way tomorrow. We'll make sure that we bring you up to speed on what is going to happen in the Premier League, La Liga, the League One, and the La Liga, and also the German Bundesliga, and all round footballing activities. Now, talking about transfer news this morning, it has been back and forth for Barcelona. There are reports saying that Christensen and Frank Kessie might not play their first games if they are not able to register them as of today, because Barcelona is still having issues registering players. Umtiti quickly wants to leave Barcelona, but he only wants to return to Olympique Lyon. He doesn't want to go to any other place further than Olympique Lyon. He doesn't want to go to Italy. He doesn't want to go to Turkey. But let's see how it go for him. Keylor Navas is one step away from joining SSC Napoli. The Costa Rican goalkeeper is edging closer to joining now. Another interesting news this morning is that Christopher Galazia of Paris Saint-Germain, the head coach of Paris Saint-Germain, wants to sign Marcus Rashford. How do you see that?
Well, I'm going to say this, Muna. Rashford has really disappointed me as a Manchester United fan and as a football lover. Because I remember when Rashford started as an 18-year-old player, it was really fantastic for Man U. It was really blazing on all cylinders. In fact, it was touted to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo, to be the next big thing in Manchester United.
There were so many persons that were called to be the next Cristiano Ronaldo, even Jesse Lingard.
Well, I think, Muna, this has always been a problem with the English media. The English media really were really part of what really brought Rashford down. Because Rashford, when he started, it was really this player that I remember when he said he just wants to play his football. He doesn't want to emulate anybody. He doesn't want to become the next Cristiano Ronaldo or any person. But across the English media, they were all blazed. Wow, this guy is so fantastic. This guy is the next big thing. This guy can destroy this. This guy, just give him the next 2 years, going to win the Ballon d'Or back to back. I was just watching hype. What are you saying now? Marco Rashford has become in fact, he has become so bad that we can the Man football team don't rely on him. I remember I watched his game against Brighton. That was today on Sunday rather. He was really poor in that match, and I don't think that he was going to get his quality back. He has really gone bad. I want about that that I believe will help him is if the coach can be able to bench him for a few matches, at least let him start from the lesser league like the FA Cup, the Carling Cup, and let him get his quality back. But for him to just go back to Barcelona and to Real Madrid, or to PSG, or which other team?
PSG, Paris Saint-Germain want to target him.
Well, I don't know why PSG needs him. They have Mbappe, they have Messi, they have Hakimi, they have Neymar. Where will he play?
According to Christopher Galatia, he says he wants to strengthen his attacking options for the coming season.
Option. In what way? They still have Mbappe, have Neymar, have Messi. I don't see Rashford fitting anywhere because he's not that person that can easily play. He's cut out for English football. The one and follow football, but the Serie football is this kind of football whereby it's more of skill, it's more of pass and then you give me the ball and then I move forward and score.
Well,
so it's not going to fit when he prepares.
Let's see how we go for Marcus Rashford if he eventually makes that move to Paris Saint-Germain, because talks have already started. He's in the last year of his contract. It's going to expire next year. So let's see how we go for Marcus Rashford. Leonardo Paredes has reached an agreement to join Juventus as it stands now, because Fabian Ruiz will soon be joining Paris Saint-Germain. So PSG are looking to offload spaces in their midfield. Memphis Depay might be moving to Juventus very, very soon. Barcelona is currently desperate. They want to let go of players who are currently important to them. But let's see how we go for them. Manchester United continue their pursuit for Cody Gakpo, who has come out to say that he would only join Manchester United if PSV does not qualify for the Champions League. That is his stand at this point. But let's see how we go. Renan Lodi is a target for Pep Guardiola's Manchester City side as they want to bluster their attacks for the next season. And to tell you that Real Madrid and Bayer Leverkusen have reached an agreement to sign Ike Bravo. He is a young lad who left Barcelona a year ago to join Bayer Leverkusen, and Real Madrid want to sign the young striker. Possibly, he might be the next Karim Benzema. AC Milan have dropped out of the race to sign Hakim Ziyech because they are saying that the negotiations have been proving too difficult. But now to tell you that Ziyech is willing to take a pay cut to join AC Milan at this point. Chelsea have entered the race to sign Nicolo Zaniolo because remember that Jose Mourinho was able to block the move from happening to Tottenham, and now Chelsea are seemingly wanted to replace him with, they want to replace Timo Werner with Nicolo Zaniolo. Remember that Timo Werner joined RB Leipzig just some days back. Barcelona are focusing on the registration of players that Xavi wants to use ahead of next season, ahead of their next match against Rayo Vallecano on Saturday, whereas they will still be in touch to see if they can sign Marcos Alonso and Bernardo Silva. Florentino Perez has come out to say that Real Madrid will not make any signings as they will enter the new season in this very, very shape this way. What do you feel about that?
I don't know what they want to sign. You know what is like they're compacted everywhere. You have in the midfield, they're very good in defense. That is quality all over. So I don't know what else they are planning to sign. Whereas when you don't decide, they should just sign player for the future, because currently the Real Madrid team that we have right now, they're all good. Every department is okay. Every department is wonderful, and you can see you were able to see it when they played against Frankfurt. And I don't see Real Madrid going down in any team, any what they call it, any competition. I think they are still the favorite to win the Champions League, and also the favorite to win this year La Liga. It's going to be a tough one between Barcelona and Real Madrid, but I still see Real Madrid coming out on top.
Well, still talking about Real Madrid, Florentino Perez has congratulated Barcelona, saying that they are really, really strong ahead of this coming season, and he would love to see the rivalry emerge in very, very fine and stellar fashion this new season. Chelsea are willing to spend over 85 million euros on Frankie de Jong and still in talks to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Wow. Wait, Muna, I don't understand. This fucking De Jong, as in, is the guy? What is the guy really showing the media that portraying him so high? Because
remember that Frankie de Jong in the Netherlands national team, they can never do without Frankie de Jong.
Wait, you said they can never do without him. Okay, remove him from that team. Who else do you have?
If you remove Frankie de Jong from that midfield, there's virtually nobody.
That is it. You can't compare that midfield with likes of Belgium or
they are far better. They are far better than Belgium.
No, I don't think so.
They are better than Belgium. Netherlands are better than Belgium.
I don't think so, because when you remove Frankie de Jong, the only person you can say, okay, you can mention is this Wijnaldum, former Liverpool midfielder. Aside from the two, I don't think that they are. So to me, I watched this clip and I was like, wow, this guy is average. Why the hype? $85 million pounds rather for another player.
Quickly, let us cause a little spark up this morning.
Right.
Which Manchester United midfielder can be what up to what Frankie De Jong is playing at this point?
Well, currently, I don't think that there is any.
So I take to edit at that point.
I'll rate Bruno Fernandes
ahead of Frankie De Jong.
Okay,
no problem.
Yes.
If that is how you put it, let us see how it is going to go, because Chelsea are desperate. They want to sign Frankie De Jong, and they are willing to spend over 85 million euros to see that they sign the Dutch midfielder, and they still want to sign Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Harvey Elliott has already signed a new long-term deal with Liverpool that is going to run up until the year 2027. And I'm to tell you that Sergio Gomez has already reached an agreement to sign for Manchester City. 11 million pounds is what it's going to cost, but he's not going to start with the first team. Immediately he's signed, he will be loaned out to gain more experience, and he will be loaned out to a Premier League team. So what does this mean? Because remember, they want to also sign Gutierrez they want to sign Borussia Dortmund's left back as well, Guerrero. They want to see if they will sign Guerrero. Now they are still looking. They want to sign Sergio Gomez, who will go out on loan as well. And there are still talks of Renan Lodi might be entering the team. What do you think Guardiola is cooking?
I like what Guardiola is really doing. He's planning for the future. And that is one quality of a good manager. When a good manager does not plan for the present alone, he also plans for the future. This is Guardiola that we all know. He's always thinking about the future. He's always thinking about, okay, if this couple of players should leave, who are those I can use to replace? Good one for Sergio Gomez, but I think that coming to Manchester City currently and making the first team is going to be so difficult. In fact, it's going to be impossible. So him going to a Premier League side to gain more experience is a good one for him. And I think that Guardiola is really doing something well. It's only a matter of time before Manchester City win that Champions League trophy they have always been looking for. And I think this season might be their season.
You think this season is going to be Manchester City?
Yeah.
Let us see how it is going to go down for Manchester City. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. You could also send text messages to those phone lines this morning. Let us get your reactions on the stories you have just heard this morning. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello.
Good morning to you.
Good morning, my friend.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome.
This is Michael from
You're welcome.
Please, I'm having some money. Please, I want to know the scoreline of Super Falcons yesterday.
They won by a lone goal to nil.
Okay.
The Falconets.
Good luck.
No problem. No problem. Thank you very, very much for calling us this morning. 0815-1017-777 or 0907-112-1017. Uzo Francis and Amani watching us live on Facebook says that good morning to my sports analyst this morning. Congratulations for the Falconets for making us proud. Definitely, they have made us proud. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Welcome.
You're welcome.
I don't know what's going on. Look at this spark of the talk with you. They said that every people and all administrators must not talk to it and they show what it has destroyed in the planet. But now they brought it into Africa. They don't think so that it can experiment of that super thing now. Look at what is going on. Are we doing this or are we doing the right thing? People cannot even plan to achieve. They don't even know when they will play their Nations Cup and other competition. Now the gambling is so super league or whatever they call it because of the money with ammunition. I don't know what is going on. How are they going to compete? How are they going to develop the players to have that confidence playing throughout the camp competition itself, and they will still come back to play Super League. Just as Benjamin said, is it possible? We always integrate in our planning activity, no calendar, and now we want to thank it to what we want to partake, whatever they will do before. Well, let's see what they want to do. We want the best of football for our team in Africa, but they should not be they should not allow the players to party and sense of joy and what they are doing because it's fire or not. Thank you. Have a blessed morning weekend ahead and God bless you.
Thank you, Freddy. Thank you very much for calling this morning. Well, quickly today, as a remembrance of someone, Okwaraji, let us not forget that. Benjamin, what do we have to say about our very own great who died while playing the sport of football?
Well, Muna is a very sad incident. I read his history. He was only 25 years old when he died. He was born in 1964. Yes, he died in 1989 on that fateful day, 12th of August 1989, at Lagos Stadium in Surulere, where they were playing against Angola for the World Cup qualifier. That was to be held in 1990. And he died in his 77th minute. He collapsed. He had a heart failure, and it was so devastating. And Muna, that was not the only incident that happened, because in that match also there was a stampede whereby we lost four compatriots at the stadium. It was a very tense match. It was a very tense situation, and it was an ugly situation. But I remember a popular saying where a popular story about Samuel Okwaraji. I remembered when he was told by his team then that he was not going to represent Nigeria for that match. He literally told them that I'm a lawyer. I know what I signed, but representing my country was not part of the condition that you gave me. So you and your club will watch me leave this place and go and represent my country. That was patriotism as he speak. He was a patriot Nigerian. He was a patriot footballer. In fact, whenever he's being called upon, whether friendly matches or even competition matches, he always comes to represent the country. But it's so funny that he died at an early age. The only person I can see that gives that source passion in this current Nigerian national team is Ahmed Musa. But that shows that what Samuel Okwaraji was a very wonderful player. In fact, it was really a painful death. It was really a painful for Nigeria, and that's why today, like 3 years later, he's still being remembered. A conversation of his ex-football mates came today to pay him tribute all over their social media pages. They eulogized him, saying that he was a great man, he was a wonderful player, he was kind-hearted, he was this player that could give it all. Off and on the field. So it's a painful, and I pray that his soul continues to rest in peace.
Definitely, we pray that his soul is going to rest in peace. Paleke Polo watching live from Ghana. I love what the Falconets did last night. Congrats to our very own goal scorers, and good morning to you guys in the building. Good morning to you as well, and thank you very much for texting us from there. Good morning, Mona and Benjamin. Kudos to the Falconets for their amazing victory over France in the ongoing Females Under-20 World Cup encounter in Costa Rica. CAF Super League will definitely draw the Champions League, making it less entertaining, attractive, and effective. The inferior associated with it will definitely diminish the introduction of Super League. CAF should focus on the Super League and abolish the Champions League. Chelsea should be decisive in their choice of players. They should wrap up their deals quickly. Time is no longer on their favor. Unwosu Nsidawa from Aaron Dizogo. Thank you very much for your testimony. Mona, I am Stephen. Is there any sign from Arsenal? Nothing from Arsenal at this point. Hello, good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, Muna.
Good morning to you.
Thank you for today.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
The Super League is a good introduction. You go a long way enhancing our football in Africa. And I feel that the handlers, the CAF officials, they have done well by introducing it. And coming to our under-20 Falconets, they have tried. They have tried by thrashing France 1-0. I congratulate them and wish them many more wins. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for your message this morning. Well, Sapuru Marvelous texting from Ikeja, Lagos says, please, the Nigerian government should remember his family, the family of late Samuel Okwaraji. We hope that they will surely remember this legend because he really gave his life up for the country, and we hope he will be rewarded excellently well. Hello, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hello, I can hear you. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and location. You're welcome.
I've been discussing the lot of network since last week in the now. But it is well.
No problem. Definitely.
Congratulations on the 20 children worker and this for winning yesterday. The ball was too tough and thank God because the better won the match.
Yeah.
And again, I want to encourage Manchester United that they should continue signing players for us because we don't know what they're doing. Manchester United want to fail us, but we are still having hope that the next match we will win our match. Thank you and God bless you.
Well, thank you very, very much for calling us this morning. Good morning, Mona. I am Chris Obilady from Agatha. I'm happy for Super Falconets success at the World Cup. Mona, help me tell Benjamin that Frankie de Jong is a very, very important player. Leave Benjamin. He doesn't know what he's saying. Quickly, Benjamin, this is what we'll call the wrap up on the show this morning. Your last words, quickly.
All right, my last one is going to be that the African Super League should be a good one. I think CAF really has something in mind for us, and I think they should plan it well so that it can accommodate every player and give the player the opportunity to showcase their talents. And then going to Frankie de Jong, I still believe that he's still the player that might be good for Chelsea. So if he puts that deal through, I think he's going to be an important player for them.
Thank you very much for joining us this morning. The show will make a return tomorrow. On behalf of Benjamin, I am Mona, your host, who is definitely signing out.